The Professors is brought to you by Blackborder.com. The site features everything from pro player articles by Gerard Fabiano, Nico Boni, Joel Calafel, Jan Massacard, podcasts, the Ask the Judge and Ask the Pro features, forums, a deck building tool, some of the lowest prices on the internet, and more. So go check out Blackborder.com today.
Code monkey have long walk back to cubicle. He sits down, pretend to work. Code monkey not thinking so straight. Code monkey not feeling so great. Code monkey like Fritos. Code monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew.
Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another episode of The Professors. This week we're taking a break from the sealed deck builds in the PTQ season to discuss Zendikar Standard in preparation for states. There are so many diverse views on the format, Worlds has come and gone, and it's wide open. Or is it? So let's draw. Standard's major recent development began at Worlds. 30% of the field was Jund, and everyone not playing Jund needed a way to beat that. The deck that will be most remembered is likely Mike Flores' Naya Lightsaber deck piloted by Andre Coimbra. However, Coimbra's Standard record wasn't particularly memorable, and while his build certainly beats up on Jund, it has major problems with the deck I know I'll remember from this tournament, the Jacerator. Jacerator was designed by Kenny Oberg, previously seen in the top 8 of Pro Tour Berlin, running, you guessed it, the Tesserator. At the end of Standard on day 1, 7 players remained undefeated, including 4 Jund builds, all with 1 or 2 less conventional card choices, a Vampire deck, a Boros Bushwhacker deck, and, of course, Jacerator. Notable 5-1 decks also included Jan Massacard's Green-White Lotus Cobra Emeria Angel deck, and Conley Wood's Magical Christmas Land Green-Red Blacklist. As a result, you'll now need to be prepared for a variety of aggro decks as well as Jund. Problem is, how do you beat all of these? You play Jacerator. It has slight difficulties with Jund, but otherwise handled nearly all aggro beautifully. In testing, I've most notably had problems with Boros Bushwhacker and Red Burn though, now sprouting up as a fast tempo deck that gives Jund a run for their money. A friend of mine is playing a red splash green for Bloodbraid Elf build, and consistently puts up great numbers with it week after week at the local shop. In this format, as Conley Woods likes to point out, going rogue gives you the advantage the opponent playing the 75 card net deck copy wishes they had. And while running cards like Vines of Vastwood, Active Treason, and even Fog, yes Fog, it really is that good versus other aggro decks, has helped him beat out Lightning Bolts, Baneslayer Angels, and Hasty Goblins. Question is Jacerator still rogue? Should everyone and their moms be expecting it at states like regionals last year, like Black-White Tokens with Fog, or should they just play Jund? Funny thing about this question, my friend Dan, the red player, came to me last week and said, how do I beat white? While playing Jacerator, I went to him a week later and said, how do I beat red? The problem is, the matchups are difficult to calculate. It's not quite a percentage, though it's not quite play skill. It's determined by largely sideboarding and, in that, having a good sideboard against the other deck. In red, this might mean something as unusual as unstable footing, though Jacerator will probably have the Flash Freeze mana up, and probably board it in the Baneslayers you can't deal with. For that reason, I've concluded that Jacerator is the best deck in the format. Perhaps Wizards of the Coast glossed over it when testing in the Future League, as it does include a more abstract set of cards, or maybe it doesn't really have what it takes to be the menace in the room Jund, whose powerful cascade spins were observed by developers to, in fact, be too powerful but were too much fun not to include. Whatever the case, Joel Calafel found it good enough after taking the deck to a 6-0 record and detailing the sideboard notes, which I suggest you take a look at for states. Then again, you can only gain the experience by playing the game, so let's take a look at the deck's matchups. So instead of taking you guys through a game that's abbreviated, it only takes about 2 minutes, and you don't see a lot of the technical play, I'm going to take you guys through the whole game. I'm playing against Eldrazi Green. Good mill strategies, good starter strategies, you just need something to draw. Kabir Crossroads made it into the deck. Basically, you start on 24 or 26. This is unusual, he's playing a Gargoyle Castle here. And he also played a Llanowar Elves here and not his last turn, which probably means that he just drew it. We're just going to play an island and have Flash Freeze mana up. He tries for a 3rd turn Master of the Wild Hunt. We can't let that stick. So there's the Font of Mythos, what we really need to get the Time Warp to be effective. It really is just a free card. He plays another Gargoyle Castle. He plays a Great Stable Stag. We can't really do anything against that, which is unfortunate because it is 3 damage per turn. We get another Time Warp for Intimidation factor, which is how we're going to basically win this game. 2 Time Warps is pretty scary, especially when you're getting 6 cards out of it. And we're probably going to be getting more as we draw into more Howling Minds and Font of Mythos. Unfortunately, he plays another Elvish Archdruid, but at this point I'm not really worried about it. At any point, if he tries to tutor, he gets 13 cards taken out of his deck. We just got pretty good card advantage, a couple of lands, Angel Song, and we go for our first Time Warp. There's a Day of Judgment so we can answer his board.
We play a Sunspring Expedition, so we can start gaining life, and we get to the second Time Warp. Of course, now we get another 3 cards, and we see another Safe Passage. So basically we're going to be holding him up. And there's the Day of Judgment to wipe his board. There we go and flash freeze the Nissa Vein he tries. We get another Font of Mythos, which would have been nice last turn. There's a second Font of Mythos, so he's going to start going at 5 cards a turn. As soon as he gets to Nissa, which is going to be soon, we're pretty much set. We get a Time Warp here, and that's effectively game. 5 fog effects in our hands. We get another Howling Mine, so it's now 6 cards per turn. That's pretty much game. And he agrees, and we're on to game 2. He uses Nissa to get to Nissa's Chosen, which is now a legitimate 4 damage each turn. However, we're getting there. We're getting the consistent draws with Font of Mythos, Howling Mine, and Jace. Now here he gets the Eldrazi Monument. It would seem like it's a big deal. We are going to be taken for 6 this turn because of Nissa's Chosen plus Eldrazi Monument plus the 2 Exalted abilities off Noble Hierarchs. It's not that big of a deal when we have the Angel Song. Jace being killed here was kind of unfortunate, and being that I guess didn't expect Eldrazi Monument, or just was hoping that he wouldn't play Eldrazi Monument. Unfortunately had to see Jace leave. However, we draw another Jace next turn. I'm pretty confident with 3 cards we can draw into some sort of fog effect. We've got 7 fog effects left in our deck. We've got about 1 in 6 chance of drawing them. 3 cards. You have about half a chance of drawing into them. Plus, if we play Jace, 4 in 6 chance of drawing into a fog effect. So here, he only attacks us with 1 creature. I'm pretty sure he was expecting the fog effect as well. Now we get an Archive Trap. Jace goes to 5. We get another Archive Trap. If the deck didn't draw the second Archive Trap, we most likely would have lost this game. Here he attacks for 12, but we Angel Song. So he already goes down to 11 cards. Here we just have to draw into 1 fog effect, and we basically win the game. Howling Mine is 3 cards, plus Jace is a 4th. So we draw into the Safe Passage, obviously, and that's about game.
So until next time when we're live from States, this is Anthony Palmario. Tapped out for now, but we'll be back soon.